CVM TV. That's Akeem Art, CVM TV. You mentioned that the manifesto will be launched on August 24 at the mass rally at Shamsharp Square. To what extent do you see the manifesto changing the way voters will respond on election day?
Well, I wouldn't want to speculate, but having had a great deal of interest paid to our achievements and having taken the time to make sure that we're sharing and engaging people so that now they're excited about the manifesto as well. We feel confident that we have a robust document and an exciting set of plans to put to the people of Jamaica for them to now consider the next chapter of our I Choose Jamaica story, and that they will therefore have the best opportunity to engage, to be informed, to think about, especially those persons who haven't decided yet if they're going to vote, or if they're going to vote, who they're going to vote for. We want to give them as much information as possible so that they take the best information as possible. And our manifesto is being launched widely in this way, being taken to the people in this way, and in this innovative way. Because we know young people, they like things to be a little different. They like a little buzz. They like a little difference in how things are approached. And so we're making sure to engage them in that way. And it's therefore hoped that they will take a decision in our favor.
Can I just comment on that? I want to support Minister Johnson-Smith's comments, but just to add that the achievements document that we prepared and presented to the populace, which has been in high demand up to this point, and has gotten very positive reviews, really, we hope, would have positioned in the minds of the electorate the fact that this government, over the last 9+ years, has performed and has delivered for the people of Jamaica. The lowest crime, the lowest reduction in crime, the highest reduction in crime in a single year, lowest poverty, lowest unemployment, and I could go on and on. We want to appeal to the electorate to consider the fact that if we have delivered over the last 9 years in their interests and for their best benefits, then we would like them to consider, as they read or review our manifesto, to build on that trust and give us a mandate to continue over the next 5. This is important as part of our case, that we are not just talk as others are. We also deliver, and we work hard to deliver. The Prime Minister, the team works hard to deliver, and there's evidence to show and to prove that we have delivered. We are therefore saying, give us an opportunity to continue delivering. And that's the pivot that's going to be important, that we hope to encourage and stimulate the minds of the Jamaican electorate to make that shift from the achievement to what we intend to do over the next 5 years.
Another question from Dwayne Anderson from TVG News. Dwayne.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much. The first question actually is for you, Abka. Hopefully you can take this on. As an award-winning journalist yourself, what do you make of the recent developments involving the journalists and the political parties, and what concern you may have for this on Jamaica's perception as relates to freedom of press index?
I suspect you are referring to the controversy concerning the national debates. Well, the position of the Jamaica Labour Party is that we are of the view that all journalists from a diverse group of media houses are to be allowed to participate in the national debates. What transpired, and I refer to it because it's a matter of public record, the opposition put out a statement where they indicated that they objected to journalists from a particular media house participating in the national debates. And the Jamaica Labour Party's position was, though our substantive stance is that all journalists are to be allowed to participate, if the PNP is objecting, we reserved our right to make a similar assessment based on the poll which was submitted. I believe that it is unfortunate, the stance taken by the opposition. It smacks of a sense of arrogance. And I invite the people of Jamaica to consider if the PNP is posturing in this arrogant, dictatorial, and unfortunate manner concerning an important institution such as the media. Can you imagine what they'd be like if they were given the opportunity to govern Jamaica again? I invite the people of Jamaica to assess the posture of the opposition, because it doesn't augur well for our democracy. It doesn't augur well for press freedom. And I quite frankly believe they should back off their criticism and their attacks on the media. This business of you don't like the criticism proffered of you or proffered of an elder statesman of your party. So therefore you make a complaint to the Broadcasting Commission. Jamaica is not used to that sort of posturing from political parties in 2025. I believe it's full time the PNP take a step back, and again, as I said, back off and leave the media alone to do what they do best in the interest of the people of Jamaica.
Thank you so much. I'm not sure if any of my other colleagues have any questions. I could just ask
No,
the
please
three that
proceed.
I've listed. All right, let me just ask these three, then I pass the mic on. The PNP indicated that they are about to launch their the second phase of their manifesto, but it's only after yours. Any concern that based on what you produce, they may try to one-up you? You could take this, Minister Johnson Smith or Dr. Tufton.
Do you know, I thought that those were just rumors, because I didn't think that there could be such a barefaced admission of the failure of their manifesto, as would be indicated by their intention to publish a supplemental manifesto. When we criticized the manifesto, the leader of that party said that it was, the work of months of meetings with their spokespersons and their shadow cabinet and advisors, that it was, a highly developed policies and plans, well thought out programs. Around the defense, which I was actually a little surprised at, because I thought that he would have actually been disappointed in it. But what's clear is that the leadership of the party, now having reviewed its contents, have realized that it is a failed manifesto. It deserved an F+, and they are now trying to rally back. I don't know if they plan to try to review ours and then see what else comes, but I think the mere fact, I've never heard of a manifesto being done in two phases. We've always launched our manifesto after nomination day. If you look and check the dates, you'll see that we launch our manifestos after nomination day. And we have been committed to ensuring that there's information that fills the space in any event in the time leading up to it. So we weren't disturbed that because they didn't have an action to answer our achievements, that they brought theirs forward and clearly botched their job. But I think that they should be called out for this supplemental manifesto, and people should say, you've put things forward, and is this the kind of slapdash policy making, the slapdash approach to planning and governing that you would undertake if you became government? You can't figure it out and try to take the time to get it right the first time. Because that's what we were about, taking the time to make sure we get it right. Not perfect, and who knows? Maybe we'll find another typo. But the substance of what we have done, the work, the real value of it is clear, and we're confident that the Jamaican people, when they stand the two beside each other, that theirs will continue to be found wanting.
And in support of the point made by Kamina Johnson-Smith, I believe the indication from the opposition about a supplemental manifesto is another clear suggestion to the people of Jamaica that they can't be taken at their word. They aren't confident in their policies and plans. They will take one stance today and another tomorrow. They supported an increase in salaries. Mark Golding, the highest paid PNP, the highest paid politician in the country, then they proposed to criticize it. They welcomed the appointment of Mrs. Holness as Speaker. Then they proposed to criticize it. They suggested an increase in taxes on food imports. And economists indicate that will naturally result in a rise in prices in Jamaica if implemented. Then they backed off it. They suggested an increase in GCT, a 1% increase in GCT. None of those plans have made it to the manifesto. this talk about a supplemental manifesto is an indicator to the people of Jamaica that there can be no confidence placed on the word of the opposition PNP. The good book, I believe, says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And that characterizes the posture of the Mark Golding-led opposition.
Thank you so much. I'm happy that you mentioned that situation involving wages. I want to ask a question, use it as a segue to ask Dr. Tufton, what do you make of the situation involving the public sector workers? Are you in any way worried that this powerful block of voters could be angry going into the election and possibly vote against you?
I think that the Prime Minister has articulated the position of the government on this issue. He has made it clear that he will be fair, or certainly the government will be fair in the negotiations. So it's a work in progress, and I would only add to that beyond what he has said, which is quite clear, that in this process of discussions and negotiations, that principle, once applied, and it will be based on the Prime Minister's directives, will mean a reasonable offer, and we should allow that process to take its course. You can't negotiate via media, or I think it really starts with a conversation, and I think the Prime Minister has set the tone, and that tone augurs well for all parties involved. My job is not to telecast seat counts, but rather to provide strategic guidance as a member of a team of very competent individuals, some here at the table, others not in the field, including the General Secretary and, of course, led by the party leader. We are confident in our approach. We are confident in our strategy. We are confident in our candidates and our policies. And our program is building out to September 3rd, when the people will have a choice to decide. And we are confident in victory. I'm not going to give you numbers. I'm not in that business as of now. And if I did, I probably wouldn't say it to you. I have been consistent in saying that all 63 candidates that we have fielded are competent, are qualified, and can provide leadership, and are attractive candidates. And our job is to give all of them an equal opportunity to be successful, because we believe that the Labour Party is the best party to carry the country forward. And that's as much as I'm prepared to say. I did say before you came in that we don't criticize polls. We watch, listen, observe, assess. We conduct our own assessment internally, which we have. You've heard comments on that. And we pursue our path that we think is the best path to inform the public and to request humbly their support for the next term. And we have been doing that. I think it has been very steady. And the momentum that was reflected in this particular poll is similar to what we have been assessing and observing in our own internal polls, and that we believe augurs well for the future and for September 3rd in particular.
Okay, our final question is from Abigail Bartley from Nationwide News.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have 3 questions, 2 for Dr. Tufton and 1 for Minister Johnson Smith. I will go with Minister Johnson Smith first. Can you say more about what informed the decision to launch the manifesto at a mass rally?
Sure. We had said before that we wanted to make sure that in the same innovative way that we launched our achievements, bringing it to the people, not a closed-door room with, men in gray suits and that, are limited into hotel access, but one which widely engaged with people who might not normally engage with the political process and beyond. Taking it out of Kingston was also very important to us, because you always hear in rural Jamaica that Kingston is not Jamaica. there's always an interest in us making sure that policies go beyond the urban. We must not only speak about it, but we must do it and demonstrate our commitment to doing more differently and in this way. Launching at a mass rally, and not only a mass rally, but launching in Sam Sharp Square, the historic Sam Sharp Square, the heart of Montego Bay, our second city. We think that it's a sign of respect and regard for the rest of Jamaica outside of Kingston, as well as, of course, to the citizens of St. James who have wide representation within the Jamaica Labour Party at this point in time. They have been a part of the support of our landslide victory in 2020, and we hope that they will remain engaged with us as we proceed into this next stage of decision making.
Thank you very much, Minister. And to Dr. Tufton, on the matter of crime, do you get the sense that the Jamaican people support the warrior approach to crime fighting that Peter Bunting accuses the JLP of pursuing? And why do you think the Guardian approach advocated by Bunting is misguided?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to attempt to interpret Peter Bunting's designations, except that he is attempting to make a distinction in his own interests and his own political advantage around something that is directly contradictory to the data and the facts. And that's where I have drawn the line, and that's the basis on which we've made this comment. He is attempting to draw a distinction between a government and a political organization, the Jamaica Labour Party, that have invested more than any other government in police officers, 6,000 additional, in police station upgrades, in mobility, in technology, in collaboration, both local and international partners, and in doing so, in the interest of the Jamaican people, have been able to bring crime down over a one-year period, more than any other government, by 40+% in terms of murders. And he wants to juxtapose that against their own stewardship of, under his personal stewardship, of a 6% on average increase in violent crimes, approximately 20% in his final year, of his own utterances around the relying on divine intervention, as opposed to the efforts that are necessary. And clearly, what it equates to is, on one hand, PNP crime plan that has not worked, and a JLP crime plan that has manifestedly worked. Now, there's no comparison there. Now, if he's hinting at other issues, he will have to explain. But for us, what is most important to the Jamaican people and to our responsibility as a government is to reduce the fear of crime and to reduce crime itself, because there are so many implications positively around that. And beyond that, there is no argument done, basically. I think the Jamaican people would have more confidence in us based on what we have done than with the utterances of Peter Bunting. And I wanted to make that point clearly.
May I make a point, please? Sorry.
Go ahead, Senator.
Just to say thank you. That on the point, I think that we can state that unequivocally, the Jamaica Labour Party government did them with the right equipment to ensure that they're able to gather intelligence, and also that crimes can be properly prosecuted when they apprehend criminals. We are also guardians. We're guardians of the citizens of Jamaica, the law-abiding citizens of Jamaica, against the gangs. We are crystal clear who the bad guys are. And we believe that the people of Jamaica are happy with a 40% reduction. We want to bring it down more. And we know that the gangs are directly responsible for 70% or more of the murders in Jamaica. And it is only if we support the security forces in taking it to them that we will be able to bring that down so that communities can thrive. Who does he think the gangs are? They are the people who suppress communities so that the young people can't thrive. These citizens have the young people, the children who grow up hearing gunshot, who don't now hear it. Trust me, we are quite clear where it is that our protective instincts and our guardianship lies. It is we guard the rights of the people of Jamaica. Thank you.
And the Prime Minister and Dr. Horace Chang, the National Security Minister, have been very clear that even as we support the protection of the human rights of every single Jamaican, the Jamaica Labour Party administration is aware that the security forces, the men and women of the JCF and the JDF, who put their lives on the line to protect our citizens on a daily basis, they are dealing with individuals who are prepared to import or attempt to import thousands of bullets and hundreds of guns into Jamaica. Individuals who are prepared to shoot at the men and women of the JCF and the Jamaican citizens and take their lives in the most callous manner. And the Prime Minister and Dr. Chang have been clear that the men and women of the JCF and the JDF can be confident that they have the support of this administration, that when they are confronted by violent criminals, to respond decisively and protect themselves and the Jamaican citizenry. Final question.
Yes, my final question for Dr. Tufton. What's your assessment of the debate teams going into the political debate starting Saturday, and how has preparations been going?
My assessment, well, we have the better teams, clearly. Our teams aren't just not a function of individuals. Our teams are teams that have had the opportunity to provide leadership and have been the force behind this achievement document, whether directly through portfolio responsibilities or indirectly through supporting the rest of government. And therefore, we believe that they are in a very good position, the best position actually, to articulate around these achievements and why Jamaica is better off under the Jamaica Labour Party. So we're confident, we're comfortable, we're not taking it, we're not lightly, we're not being complacent, and we're preparing, So we look forward to the debates.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Tufton. The Jamaica Labour Party remains committed to putting in place more policies which enumerate to the benefit of the people of Jamaica. We urge the people of Jamaica to look at our track record and continue to choose Jamaica and choose the Jamaica Labour Party, even as we reiterate our commitment to do more for the people of Jamaica. Thank you much to our media partners who attended this media conference, and we thank the viewers online in Jamaica and overseas. Have a very good afternoon.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's it. Good.